We could have your attention, please. We are now joined by our fourth place finisher and highest finishing rookie, Chase Elliott, driver of the number 24 Kelley Blue Book Chevrolet. This is a career high fourth place finish for Chase. His previous career high was fifth at Texas last week. Chase, great job out there. Can you just tell us a little bit about your race today?
Yeah, it was really just had a really fast car, I think, is the biggest thing. And guys brought a good car this weekend. We started a little slow. Didn't qualify as low as we'd like to on Friday, but I thought we hit on a couple things yesterday in final practice that fortunately carried over to today and was able to kind of work our way up through there. Hate to have a loose wheel, but guys did a good job overcoming that, having a fast pit stop under green, only losing 2 laps. That was big to keep us in contention there and try to get back on the lead lap. So definitely a long afternoon, but had a fast car, and that was the biggest thing that kept us alive.
Great. We'll open it up for questions for Chase. We'll start here in the middle with Hunter and then come over to Taylor and then Tucker.
Hey, Chase, Hunter Thomas, thefourthturn.com. The guys that beat you here today were just, they're perfect here at Bristol. Has your late model experience helped you kind of keep it in the groove today and keep up with those guys up front?
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say. I mean, I hope so. I hope that's the case. But this is Bristol's a little different than any other short track I raced on in late models. I guess kind of similar to Winchester, but I hope so. Hard to say. Different cars, but like I said, I hope so.
Okay, over here to Taylor.
Taylor Starr, NASCAR.com. Chase, your dad actually got his first short track win here at Bristol. How does it feel to get your best finish here as of now?
Yeah, well, I like to say I think it just comes back to having a good car, and I thought our guys did a really good job throughout the weekend. We didn't start off like we wanted to, but we were able to kind of work through some things, lean on our teammates a lot. Friday night, kind of look at some notes and what our teammates were doing that we felt like they were doing really well. And I feel like that saved us a lot this weekend just to try to get in the ballpark and then start fine-tuning on what we needed personally. So, just proud of the effort and definitely a cool place. Looking forward to getting back here in the fall and trying to do a little better.
Okay, Tucker.
Tucker White, SpeedwayMedia.com. Chase, early on lap 1, Junior pit made an unscheduled stop because I believe it was a lack of power. So was there any worries throughout the race that the same thing might happen to you and Bike Stitch and maybe the rest of the team?
I really didn't know what happened to you. I was going to ask him in just a second. So, I never asked. They never told me. So, ignorance was bliss.
Okay, we are also joined by our second place finisher, Dale Earnhardt Jr., driver of the number 88 Nationwide Chevrolet for Hendrick Motorsports. This is his second runner-up finish. So, Dale, could you just talk a little bit about that great comeback?
Yeah, we got the Roush system on our cars for the stuck throttle issue, and just warming the brakes up, I engaged that system to kill the throttle. I was warming the brakes up like I always do, and apparently applied too much pressure, and it killed the motor. So we'll work on that and maybe raise that threshold a little bit because it was, I wasn't really using the throttle brake that much, but. So I just needed to cycle the ECU to reset that. Came to pit road and did that. I probably could have done it on the track and saved ourselves a lot of trouble, but you don't know what's going on at that particular point, and you listen to the first thing anybody tells you when it comes to direction. And the first thing my spotter said was, if I need to pit, I need to come on now. So we got on pit road, cycled it, lost a couple laps. Greg did a good job getting the wave arounds, knowing when to take them and stuff, and we got the lead, got it back on the lead lap. We had about a 10th place car. We weren't really that good all day. We tried, a setup that we never really ran here before, just trying to learn a little something going forward, and we'll go home and science it out a little bit. We got real lucky the last 3 restarts to be on the outside line. We restarted 10th, 6th, and 4th, and that, when you restart 4th, you're typically going to, come out in 2nd place after that. So I was hoping we didn't have any more cautions after that. So it was good. We'll take it.
Okay, if you have a question for Dale or Chase, please raise your hand, state your name and affiliation. We'll get a microphone to you. Okay, we'll go back up here to Bob Pockris.
Bob Pockris, ESPN. So it's a system where if you brake really hard, it kills the engine, or is it a switch on your foot?
If your throttle's stuck and you mash the brake to a certain, you're gonna mash the shit out of that brake when the throttle sticks. It'll shut the motor off. That's a system. That's one of the 2 systems that you have to choose from in the sport. The other's a button on the steering wheel. I don't like the button on the steering wheel because when the throttle sticks, I ain't gonna think mash a button. I'll be in the fence before it's over with. So the brake thing works too good.
And was there any thought crossing in your mind that, oh, we can't finish 2 laps down with Peyton here?
I wasn't really thinking about it, but I was glad he probably left when we got 2 laps down. He didn't stick around to see our comeback. But we just did a lot of good things today and got real lucky on a lot of restarts. But I was glad he was here. I'm very curious as to what he thought about our sport because he's been to Indy a couple times to the Indy 500, but this is a real unique racetrack. And when we went around the track for intros, he was pretty surprised. He couldn't believe the banking and all that. I tried to explain it to him, but you really can't till you come here and see it.
Are there any additional questions for Chase? Okay, take one back here.
Camden Lazenby, rubbingsracing.com. Chase, on that final restart, you held or stayed with the leader better than most of the inside lane had all day. Is there anything you had learned throughout the day? Because the only time the inside lane seemed to prevail was when Junior had that issue in the beginning of the race.
I didn't feel like I did any better than anybody else did on the bottom. I mean, if I had, we would have got the lead. Unfortunately, we didn't. So, it's a tough spot to restart. Seems like the banking kind of falls away a little bit off 4 there. And the guy on top has got a little more grip up there, whatever it is. It seems like it's easier to get rolling up there for whatever reason. Just hard to get going. Unfortunately, didn't do a good enough job down there.
All right, thank you.
Yep.
Additional questions for Chase? All right, Chase, we'll let you go. Congratulations. We'll go up to the press box now for a question from Chris Knight.
Chris Knight, catchfence.com. Dale, second place finish last weekend at Texas, second here today. How do you feel about going to Richmond next weekend?
Well, I hope the second comes a little easier than this one did. I'd love to get a win. We weren't really as close today as we were last week. We had a really good car last week, and top 3 car. This car wasn't that good, but we kind of understand why. We're going outside the box, and as far as what we typically run here for a setup, so it's and that's good. The setup didn't work, but you still had a good day, and you can go home and learn and try to science it out and make that setup work. And I like finishing good, and that's going to help us get into the chase, pretty comfortably if we don't have any major issues. But we certainly want to win. Going to victory lane is important to our sponsors, and it's obviously fun, but it's good for our team to set ourselves up and not have to worry about the chase anymore. Even though you're a top 5 team or a top 10 team that should make the chase without any issue, you can't help but count them points to 16th or 17th each week.
Are there any final questions for Dale? Okay, we'll go to Stan over here and then wrap it up.
Dale, Stan Creekmore with RPMtonight.com. How did you keep yourself from just panicking when you had the problem and you tried several times to get a lap back, and it took several times?
I think I turned 40. Quit panicking. It is what it is these days. As I got older, I tried harder to enjoy what I'm doing and not get really upset and too out of shape when things aren't going our way. Plus, I know Greg and them guys are on the pit box trying everything they can. And for me they're the only ones I'm going to be able to yell at. So for me, it doesn't do any good to be hollering at them or upset or just lose your mind. And the over-the-wall guys especially, we don't really spend a ton of time with the over-the-wall guys, and they're real sensitive. So they're big old guys and athletes, but they got big hearts too. So you can't be screaming and coming unglued, and because they don't want to work for people like that. But just trying to have more fun and enjoy it. We had a little trouble early, and it just made the day more difficult, and made the challenge more fun. Made it a bigger challenge than it was. And to run second, it's a great feeling to come back from what we did. So it's something to smile about.
Dale, thank you for your time.
Thank
Good
you.
luck in Richmond.